Hi, this is Dr. Murphy talking about instructional systems design, specifically the ADDIE model. The ADDIE model is the analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. And there's various versions of the ADDIE model. It was developed at Florida State University, and as organizations, as companies have implemented it, they've used it differently or made modifications to meet their needs, and that's fine. So when you go to work at an employer, you're going to want to know how they use it. So some organizations might not do analysis and design. They might outsource it and have a technical study done. But there's different ways to go about it, and you'll want to find out at your organization, but it's analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. The analysis phase. So why do we need to do something? What's causing the desire to create training? And we want to make sure there's a metric to that. So what's the difference between what's happening now and what the desired performance is? And that's known as the gap. You can identify that gap by doing a time motion study, or you can shadow someone who's performing the work, or you can interview people, but you want to identify the characteristics and the target learners to determine what they need to know before they even come to the training. So in that gap, we want to know, is it because there's too many complaints? Are customers complaining? Are there lawsuits? Are there too many safety incidents? And put a metric to that. When you're done with the analysis phase, you'll have a statement of work, an SOW, a scope, a budget, and a deadline. The next phase is the design phase, and this becomes your blueprint. You're going to identify your learners and your students and determine those entry behaviors, and then you're going to write the objectives based on Bloom's taxonomy and the assessments where the verb of the objective of Bloom's taxonomy will match the assessment. So for that, you're going to want to look up Kirkpatrick, and that you'll see you'll be able to do a search on those on the internet when we're done. You're going to want to structure and sequence the instructional outline. You're going to want to identify, is it a fact, is it a concept, is it a procedure or a principle? And you're also going to want to know what is the delivery strategy. When you're all done with the design phase, the deliverable is a high-level design, and that's a specialized outline. Next is the development phase. You're going to follow that blueprint. So you planned the work, now you're going to work the plan. So you're going to write some detail of the content. You're going to merge existing content or complete content. You're going to add some visuals, graphics, and photos, maybe even some videos. You're going to write out activities, scenarios, and cases, and choose the delivery methods. And when you're done, the deliverables will be pilot-ready draft of the materials, and that's usually an instructor guide, a student workbook, and slides or media or videos. In the implementation phase, here you're going to run a trial of the program. You're going to select a group of people that you want to test it out and see how it goes. The end of the implementation phase, the trial phase, is that you're going to have some edits. You're going to make some changes, so that way you can have a finished product. And then in the evaluation phase, you're going to go back to that gap. Was it the number of complaints, or was it lawsuits, or was it safety incidences? And you would expect that number to change because you're trying to close the gap with the training. So the deliverables will be a report of the performance improvement and, of course, recognition of the team. So if you want to know more, you can do a search on Bloom's taxonomy or Gagne's 9 events of instruction, or Tyagi if you're looking for some games. If you have any questions, you can contact me on LinkedIn.